When my relatives saw the special order of quality meat courses delivered, they all exclaimed, "Wow, that looks delicious. This is so fancy." But in front of me, there was just a cup of tea. My mother-in-law peeked out from behind the door, smiling in a silly way. How typical. She can't even resist tormenting me on a day like this. I splurged because it's been so long since the family got together. Delicious food should be enjoyed by everyone in the family, right? But the food grudges are serious business, and I plan to teach my mother-in-law a lesson. My name is Sarah. I'm 35 years old and I work at an office. I live with my husband, Jake. He's the youngest of 3 brothers, and he's kind and easygoing. We've been married for 5 years. We don't have kids yet, but I've started trying to get pregnant recently. Every time I see my mother-in-law, she asks, "Still no grandkids?" So I've been watching my sleep, nutrition, and timing, doing what I can. But there's one big reason I hesitate. Both my parents are gone, so if I have a child, I'll need her help. She's almost 66, divorced, and living alone, but she's still pretty active, working part-time. The thing is, she probably hates me. She calls me every 2 weeks and insists we come over for dinner, but it's clear she dislikes me for stealing her precious youngest son. I can only imagine how much worse it'll get if we have kids. Once, when Jake and I visited his mom's house, Jake stepped out to use the bathroom. The moment he left, she gave me a hard look. "Sarah, hasn't Jake gained some weight?" "Really? I don't think so." "Oh, he definitely has. It's your duty to keep your husband healthy. If he gains weight, he'll get sick. I'm sure you've been feeding him nothing but greasy food." I had never heard that it was my duty to manage my husband's weight. I try to make balanced meals and we both avoid heavy foods. Besides, she's blaming the wrong person. I'm eating the same things and I haven't gained weight. And I can't control what he eats at work lunches or when he's out with his friends. I think it'd be more effective if you told him directly instead of me. "What? That would hurt his pride. It's your job to look after him." Do I really have to babysit a grown man like that? When Jake returned, I asked him straight out, "Honey, have you gained weight recently?" "Huh? No, actually, I've lost a little." The air froze instantly. My mother-in-law started trembling. "Lost weight? Sarah, are you starving him?" She suddenly switched to the opposite accusation. Is she just mad because I didn't agree with her? Or does she just want to complain about something? Poor Jake, he looks so skinny now. If people start gossiping about how you're a terrible wife for making him skinny, it'll be your fault, Sarah. I was speechless. Whether Jake gains or loses weight, I'm the one who's going to be blamed. What's with that look? It's rude to treat your elders like this. I sighed at her words. She only plays the elder card when it suits her, even though she's still very sharp and active. It's not normally a comfortable environment at Jake's mom's house, but since she insists, we often end up staying for dinner. She prepared seasonal vegetable dishes and fresh raw fish from a neighbor who loves fishing. The food was beautifully plated with fried rice and warm corn soup for each person. Let's eat. I was given nothing. I only had a cup of tea in front of me. I didn't say I wasn't hungry. Oh, but you said you didn't want anything, didn't you? I didn't say that. Well, sorry. I must have misunderstood. You know, I'm just an old lady. At first, I believed her when she said it was a mistake. But she pulled the same trick every time. When she apologized, saying, I'm just a forgetful old woman, I couldn't say anything back. She's cunning like that. So today, I held back my hunger, saying, no, that's fine. But I ended up stopping at a restaurant on the way home. My husband Jake is clueless about his mom's bad behavior. He's a bit unaware, but he's also kind. He doesn't take his mother's side, and he tells me not to worry too much about it. But the unexpected expense of having to eat out every time we visit is starting to annoy me. And with Jake eating 2 meals, he's actually starting to gain weight. I'm tired of being the polite, long-suffering wife. One day, after being served only tea, I said, "Let me help you out, Mom." I got up and served myself some rice and corn soup. I sat down and took some of Jake's side dishes. "Sarah, I've told you to stay out of the kitchen, and now you're taking your husband's food?" She looked at me. Pointing out the real issue wouldn't help here, so I decided to take a different approach. "But your cooking is just so delicious." "Oh, really?" Jake looked uncomfortable, but he didn't seem to think too much about it. "Come on, Mom. This isn't like you to mess up like this. There's no reason to give Sarah a hard time." "Oh, no, it's not like that. It's just an old habit. I must have miscounted." Her excuse was weak, and I was now sure she was doing it on purpose. But she would never admit it. The next time we had dinner there, the main course was rice, chicken, and eggs. I knew there wouldn't be any side dishes if I served myself rice, and there's no way I could start cooking in her kitchen. She was determined to make me feel miserable. I stared at the cup of tea in front of me, wondering what to do. My mother-in-law looked victorious. "Mom, you remember Sarah's allergic to eggs, right? She can't eat chicken and raw eggs. Did you make something else for her?" She couldn't say anything under Jake's questioning gaze. "Oh, of course. I thought I'd ordered takeout for her. Sarah, you can pick whatever you like." "Really? Thank you. I'll have fries." I saw her face shiver, but I pretended not to notice. I want some credit for not surrendering and staying humble not to order steak. The fries arrived late, and as I ate my fries, I slightly regretted my choice. I knew my mother-in-law would have something to say about my eating habits. She may say fries are for children. I decided not to mention that I can eat eggs as long as they're not raw. The petty battle between her and me continued. One time, I even proudly brought over some homemade dishes under the pretense of sharing. I packed some seasoned rice and simmered vegetables in a container, thinking that if no meal was prepared, I could at least eat this. But my opponent was clever. "Why did you bring something so dirty?" "Dirty?" It was like she was some kind of aristocrat. "Both the seasoned rice and the simmered vegetables are all brown. You should think about presentation." "But it's delicious. I came up with the recipe myself." "You really have no taste. You're so careless and have no sense at all." For some reason, this time, she insulted me to my face. But that wasn't the end of it. She picked up the container and threw its contents into the trash. "I threw it away because it had gone bad." "That's impossible!" At that moment, my husband Jake returned. "What's going on? Why are you shouting?" My mother-in-law, who had a fierce look just a moment ago, quickly changed to a smile. "Sarah's cooking had gone bad, so I threw it out." "Oh, that's too bad. It's usually so tasty." "Tasty? That brown food?" I was filled with great rage. I can't forgive anyone who wastes food. That day, once again, I only had tea prepared for me, so I drank it down defiantly. "You must be really thirsty." Seeing her smirk only made me angrier. I won't forget this, I thought, holding a grudge over the wasted food. A week later, we all gathered to celebrate my niece's birthday. The relatives all came together for a meal. Jake's 3 brothers' wives and their children were there, along with his uncle, aunt, and cousins, people we hadn't seen since our wedding. The atmosphere was lively and festive. The doors to the recreation room were taken off, and the tables were pushed together. But even in such a setting, my mother-in-law didn't change her usual behavior. The table was set with meat courses she had ordered from a restaurant. There were appetizers, soup, salad, steak, mashed potatoes, and dessert. But at my seat, just like always, there was only tea. My mother-in-law peeked out from behind a sliding door and grinned at me. Even on such a joyous occasion, she didn't forget to torment me. Everyone was looking at the table, exclaiming things like, "Wow, this looks delicious," and "It's so luxurious." Hearing this, my mother-in-law proudly said, "I indulged because it's been a while since the whole family got together. Let's enjoy these delicious dishes together." I was conflicted. If I mentioned that there wasn't anything for me, the relatives who didn't know the situation would probably share their meat courses with me. And then they'd say something like, "Oh my goodness, Mom, you're so forgetful." But at the same time, she'd probably say, "Sarah for sure is greedy." As the meal went on with lighthearted conversation, I kept thinking, I want this selfish woman to admit her childish harassment and apologize. But she was just smirking as she looked at me. You can enjoy it for now, I thought. I finished my tea and stood up. Thank you for the meal. It seems like I'm not considered family, so I'll be leaving now. Please, everyone, take your time and enjoy yourselves. The relatives started whispering to each other. Oh my, what's going on? Is something wrong? My mother-in-law tilted her head, faking ignorance. Well, there's no meat courses for me. Oh, really? Oh dear, what should we do? Oh, come on, what are you talking about? You knew exactly what you were doing. She calmly brought one set of meat course in a tray. Here it is. I just forgot to put it for you. There is no need to make such a big deal out of it. She smiled with pride while I stood there stunned. She's trying to make me look like the bad guy, I thought. I won't let her get away with it. I'm sorry, I thought it was the usual thing. What do you mean by the usual thing? Anyway, let's eat. She pushed the tray towards me. For some reason, it seemed different from others. Something was off. Cautiously, I checked the tray. To my shock, it was full with egg salad, thick omelets, and pudding instead of steak. She knew I had an egg allergy, yet she went through the trouble of ordering this separately. This was such a calculated act of harassment that I felt dizzy from its pettiness. Mother, this is terrible. She pretended to be surprised when she saw the contents. Oh my, I didn't order this. Could the meat courses shop have made a mistake? This is stupid. What are you playing at? I stared coldly at her. At that moment, my niece peeked into the egg-filled tray and started shouting, Can I have some? The children seemed to dislike rare steak and hadn't touched their own meat courses much. I made a deal and gave them the egg course in exchange for receiving a few slices of steak. Now, in front of me, there was a beautiful spread of meat course. Can I really eat this much? Well then, I won't stop. Thank you for the food. As soon as I picked up my knife and fork, my mother-in-law stopped me. Hold on. It seems you don't know this, so let me teach you. Normally, daughters-in-law only eat the appetizers. What? This is stupid. I've never heard of such a thing. I froze with my knife and fork still in my hand. Finally, she revealed her true colors in front of the entire family. Taking advantage of this moment, she snatched all the meat courses except the appetizers. And you shouldn't give your food to the children. They need to eat everything, including the steaks. Her sinister smile scared me. She was telling me to eat something I'm allergic to. Does she realize how dangerous that is? I lost my appetite, so I put down my knife and fork. The other daughters-in-law did the same. What's wrong? Is everyone already full? The other daughters-in-law looked sad. She seemed unaware of the impact of her words. One by one, the daughters-in-law began apologizing. I'm sorry for eating the steak, even though I'm just the daughter-in-law. I'm sorry for drinking the soup, even though I'm just the daughter-in-law. And I'm sorry for eating mashed potato, even though I'm just the daughter-in-law. The sight of the daughters-in-law apologizing one after another upset mother-in-law. No, that's not it. It's not like that at all. When I said daughter-in-law, I meant Sarah. The daughters-in-law exchanged uneasy glances. We're daughters-in-law too. Does that mean we're not recognized as such? My mother-in-law began to stammer. No, that's not what I meant. Well then, let's ask everyone here. Mother, you always serve me tea only. Every single time. It's because I'm not considered family, isn't it? Sarah, be quiet. It's fine, I understand. But treating me like this when you know I have an egg allergy is just too much. The relatives started murmuring again. She tried to come up with an excuse. Oh, I completely forgot about your allergy, Sarah. I could have sworn you liked eggs, but maybe I was mistaken. You just said you didn't order this, didn't you? Oh, did I say that? Did I really? Her lies were starting to unfold. You did this on purpose, didn't you? You've always been like this. My husband spoke coldly to her, and she turned pale. Stop it, Mom. This isn't how it's supposed to be. No, it's not like that at all. She desperately tried to deny it, but it was too late. So, you never considered Sarah as part of the family? Then I guess I'm not family either, am I? Sorry for thinking I was family all this time. I'm just a daughter-in-law, and I even have a different last name. My mother-in-law, unable to bear the cold stares from the daughters-in-law, turned to her sons for help. Mom, what's this about Sarah? Are you harassing the other daughters-in-law too? No, it's just Sarah. And just like that, she let the truth slip in her panic. It was pointless to make excuses anymore. One by one, the relatives finished their meal and stood up, gradually leaving. The daughters-in-law left money for the meat courses, perhaps as a way to express that they were not considered family. The egg courses remained, and I couldn't waste food. This is delicious. The aroma of the omelet is irresistible. Yes, this is it. This is the taste of a professional meat courses chef. So sweet and so good. Ah, Sarah, you shouldn't eat that. She tried to snatch the egg courses away, but I had already filled my mouth full because I was hungry. I couldn't say anything back because my mouth was full, so I desperately protected my food. Don't do this! You don't have to feel responsible. This is my fault. Well, duh, of course this is your fault. Anyway, these egg dishes are delicious. We need to call an ambulance. For God's sake, could I please eat in peace? Mom, it's clear now that you've been harassing Sarah. Jake is disappointed at her and said, You need to apologize for everything you've done up until now. If it wasn't Sarah, she might have been so hurt that she'd leave. If it wasn't me, she'd leave? His words stuck with me a bit, but I decided to think about it later. I didn't want to disrespect the food in front of me. Okay, I'll apologize, so please stop eating. I don't want to become a criminal. I finished the second cup of tea and smiled. It's okay. As long as it's not raw eggs, I can eat it. Her face turned bright red. You're unbelievable! Quit messing with me already! Mom, this is your fault. You're not even sorry. You knew about her allergy, didn't you? She looked frustrated, her face twisting with bitterness. Yes, I knew. I didn't like her, so I thought she deserved to suffer. Why should I like a daughter-in-law who took my last son away from me? My husband and I were both shocked by her bold statement. I wasn't ready to let him go. I still wanted him to live at home and eat the meals I prepared. My husband's face grew stern with anger. Enough, Mom. That's not what a mother should do. I'm 40 years old, for crying out loud. What, did you expect me to stay at home until I was 50 or 60? That's not what I meant. She looked uneasy as she realized her mistake. At that moment, a cheerful voice called out from the entrance. Hello. It seemed like the meat courses delivery guy had arrived to pick up the plates. When I answered the door, he seemed surprised. Oh, I didn't know this was your house, ma'am. I thought it was just another delivery. It's my in-laws' house. I could tell the takeout was from your restaurant right away from the taste of the eggs. My mother-in-law looked confused as she listened to our conversation. Wait, what do you mean? I'm the one who ordered the meat courses. Let me explain since it seems you're not getting it. Since you always served me only tea, I'd often stop by his restaurant on my way home because I was so hungry. I was especially happy because I really loved the meat dishes there.
So, this is the mother-in-law I've heard about. She's the one who always pretends to forget your meal, right? Come on, stop with the daughter-in-law harassment. It's not like the old times anymore.
What? What do you mean? My mother-in-law was shocked and frozen for a moment. She quickly tried to close the door, but it was too late. He exposed her harassment loudly, and it was likely to become the talk of the neighborhood.
Mom, you've always wanted us to come, but it seems it's better if we don't visit anymore.
Don't say that! Just come over, even if only you!
Alright, then I'll just enjoy the food at the restaurant alone. No, I'd rather eat at the restaurant too.
What? I can't believe this!
You said earlier that you want to eat delicious food with family. My wife is my only family.
What? Why would you say that? It's the daughter-in-law's fault. It's all her fault. My husband was so disappointed that he didn't say anything more and left the house. Of course, I had nothing more to say either. Being mistreated because of food is terrifying. Oh, but before I leave, I have to say this to her, or I'd be rude too, wouldn't I? Thank you for the meal. My mother-in-law, drained of all energy, might not have heard. After that, there was no further contact from her. She tried to contact my husband secretly, but I knew everything. I'll make your favorite dishes, Jake, so please come over.
Mom, you know I don't eat that much anymore. Fried chicken and braised pork, right?
Oh, don't say that. If it's my lovingly homemade cooked meal, you should be able to eat it.
Mom, considering my age, I can't eat like I did when I was a student.
Why are you saying that? It seems she was completely out of touch.
I'm not gonna visit you for a while.
Why would you say that?
Eventually, my husband's brothers also decided to distance themselves from their mother. The incident revealed that each of their wives had been mistreated as well. They were relieved to find out that they weren't the only ones being mistreated. The wives contacted me to apologize and thank me. Apparently, she would tell them these kinds of things.
You only brought this souvenir? You have no common sense. You're not taking care of your children well. You're not a thoughtful daughter-in-law.
Apparently, they had also been mistreated in the past, but they didn't visit as often. I was surprised to learn that the same thing kind of harassment happened to others. When they try to help in the kitchen, she says,
I'll leave the rest to you,
and dumps all the cleanup on them. On top of that, she criticizes the seasoning and presentation of the dishes. Wait a minute, I never helped in the kitchen. Was there something wrong when I try to help? My husband eats a lot without complaining, and I don't think my cooking is bad. When I was thinking that, my husband said, Maybe it's because your cooking is unique? What do you mean? Well, you always add seasonings by guesswork, and you end up eating most of it when you taste it.
What? I didn't catch what you said.
Anyway, it's best not to worry about the details. Whether it's a gourmet meat dish or a homemade meal, the most important thing is eating together with everyone. I'm sure the baby will love food just as much as you do. Is that true? I nod slowly. I just found out yesterday. Wow! I'll definitely take at least a year off for parental leave, so leave the childcare to me. We may not have to depend on his mother after all, as my husband is eager to take care of the baby. Our baby might love eating as much as you do. I also think so. Well, it looks like I'll need to keep improving my cooking skills.